Beyond the waters of the Kali River lies a magical forest where stunning snakes take refuge in the burning heat, and elusive and shy birds can be seen. Where some mammals, such as this endemic giant Malabar squirrel and the cheeky Hanuman langurs, search for food in the high canopy. And brightly colored lizards keep a lookout for danger. Come along on a journey into Dandeli as we explore the lives of some of the wild creatures that called this slither of the Western Ghats their home. The scorching sun pierces through the forest. Despite the protection offered by the lush broadleaves, some creatures, such as this Malabar pit viper, are struggling in the brutal heat. By opening its mouth regularly, the snake is trying to release the heat trapped in its body. Reptiles cannot control their own body temperature. They are bound to the changes in the external environment. This viper is actually quite small, measuring between only 10 to 20 inches in length. But it can still pack a venomous bite. Its main prey in the forest are smaller creatures who need to be careful, like this forest calotes. It's the breeding season, and this male has put on those bright red colors to attract some attention from the females. But there is always a danger that it could be seen by the wrong audience. The viper is on the move. The lizard carefully observes the movements of its potential predator. But it does not need to worry for now. The snake is hastily moving into the dried leaves on the forest floor to escape from the scorching heat. The forests of Dandeli are home to a very special mammal that is only found in the Western Ghats in India. It loves to play hide and seek amongst the tall trees, so it is not always easy to see. This is the Malabar giant squirrel, and it is the largest species of squirrel found in the world. If we include its long and bushy tail, it can reach up to 1 meter in length. Right now, it is scampering in the canopy and looking for one of its favorite foods. Delicious berries of the banyan tree. Once it has found a favorite feeding spot, the squirrel can spend a long time indulging itself. But in this rich habitat, there is just so much to look for. So the squirrel is constantly on the move to seek out as many tasty snacks as possible. The beautiful forest is home to numerous species of flora. Some stand out against the green shades, such as the purple flowers of this Thunbergia grandiflora, also commonly known as the Bengal clockvine. Hanuman langurs travel great distances in search of this plant because they find the leaves and flowers of the Thunbergia simply irresistible. The members of the troop spread out once they have discovered a good feeding spot. This langur cannot control itself and is greedily plucking away at the leaves. The happy langurs munch away on the tasty leaves, and their activities go a long way in controlling this beautiful but fast growing plant. This plant has been introduced to other parts of the world, such as Central America and Hawaii, and because no species have really evolved to eat the Thunbergia in those regions, it is considered invasive there. The arboreal species, like the Malabar squirrel and the langurs, always drop some bits of food as they forage amongst the trees. The leftovers dropped on the forest floor never go to waste because there are some species that have specifically evolved to feed on the ground. The red spurfowl is a bird that is only found in the dark and quiet forests of India, and it is incredibly secretive and difficult to see. The bird is very alert and is constantly on the lookout. The long feathers on the crown are raised from time to time to form their iconic crest. These birds prefer to walk in the heavy undergrowth as they look for any fallen fruits, seeds, berries, but they will also eat insects and mollusks. They move around in small groups or pairs, and after they have finished the feeding session, they will quietly melt away into the forest. Away from the dense jungles, there are specially managed sites which form one of the largest timber reserves in India. This is Dandeli Timber Depot, and this place is also managed to provide habitat for endemic species of hornbills. The Malabar grey hornbill is the emblem of the Western Ghats. They curiously investigate different food sources, and despite their large orange bills, their favorite foods include tiny berries. Another endemic hornbill found here is the Malabar pied hornbill. During the breeding season, individual birds will spend a long time grooming themselves, hoping to garner some admirers from far away. Since there are so many hornbills at the Dandeli Timber Depot, it is unusual for the single birds to not find a suitable mate. These two lovebirds will have their subtle courtship in the high trees before they find a secluded spot away from any observers. From the train, it is easy to see the majestic mountain ranges of the Western Ghats. The forests of Dandeli form one of the richest jungle habitats in southern India. In this lush undergrowth, wildlife can be extremely hard to find. We spend several hours looking for birds and small mammals on the well-trodden trails of Dandeli. Fortunately, the famous bird hide at the old magazine house attracts a large variety of difficult-to-see birds. We specifically visited the Dandeli Timber Depot for the Hornbills. Despite their large size and local abundance, the Hornbills hide so high up in the trees at Dandeli Timber Depot that they too are very difficult to see and film. But it is always pleasing when one stays still and decides to pose for a little while.